everybody. I appreciate you being here. I'm going to talk today about something that I've had several people ask me about. They've inquired. They say, do you just prefer tactical blades? And the answer is no. I love knives. I'm a knife lover. I love knives of all sorts and sizes and shapes. I really do, and I like these wacky, stupid lanyards too. But yes, I really like tactical knives. Yes, I admit it. Guilty as charged. Yes, I have usually 4 on my person at any one time of my favorites. This one never leaves my side, and normally I usually have a couple others that are my favorites, depending on the day, right? No, usually always this one for sure. And a lot of days this one, that's a big carry, and this one is a big carry. Sometimes, not as much as the others. This is a new carry as well. And like I said before, I like knives in general. In fact, I've been known to go to Walmart and the camping section and stand around for about 30 to 45 minutes browsing their cheap $2 camping knives. Yes. And I've had friends who have asked me, how can you honestly hold a knife that costs $10 or less when you have owned and do own a Norseman? That was what the person said. How can you do that when you own a Norseman? Like I said before, I love knives. I'm a knife lover. And when it comes down to answering the question that some 3 people posed to me, do you like anything but tactical knives? Yes is the answer. I do. In fact, these are my newest traditional folders right here. This is a Ruslock case, XX, in magenta color. I like that. It's not pink, no, it's magenta. And it's very sharp too. It has been sharpened by me. That's a good EDC right there. And this one, I actually won, well, I say won, I won the chance to purchase this one. I won it by bidding. It was in an auction, a charity auction at Massac County, Illinois. That's the where the home seat is, Metropolis, Illinois. And they have a Massac County, Fort Massac. It's a Fort Massac County Park. And the fort brings in thousands of people every year just to view it. They have an annual fundraiser usually around Christmas time, and I got this one. I am going to go through the knives that I have so you guys can enjoy seeing them, hopefully, and let you learn that I do prefer knives other than tactical folders. Right now I am spraying some Tough Glide down in the working joint areas of the pivot, also on the blades and on the bolsters as well. I had to wipe down the prior coatings so I could show you guys these. This is how I do it. My finger is coated completely. I rub the spine. I just coat all of the metal because I don't carry these as often as some of the tactical knives. It doesn't mean I like them any less. It's just that I like a big knife when I have to do a big job, and I do carry my, probably this one gets the most EDC. I do carry my tactical folders a lot more. Now I'm going to put some Tough Glide on the rust lock, and this is how I do it. This is a Frog Lube bottle filled with Tough Glide. I had a friend who asked me, he said, I just can't get down how to open this, his grandfather's. My grandfather's rust lock that he left me, I can't get it down. I told him there's a one-step motion. Thumb, well, maybe two, and then index finger. That's it. It's really easy after you learn the two steps. Two-step process to open it one-handed. Thumb, and my fingers are coated, and index finger. Thumb, index finger. Really quite simple. So this one's ready to go. These will be put up in safekeeping. All right. Next, I'm going to break out some of my cases. This is an old case, XX. This was my dad's. I love this knife. It's a classic, vintage, you might say. And it's very sharp because my dad kept it that way. No, I haven't sharpened it. I'm not going to sharpen it. But see, now you know how I lubricate my knives. Spray the pivots, the blades, and then I rub the rest all around and on the bolsters on either side. Another case. I do love the scales on this one. The blonde jigged bone, probably one of my favorites. It reminds me of one of my queens that I'll show you after a bit. I think I woke up with a lazy tongue this morning. I said after a bit. Well, I'll tell you what I like about these blades on this particular knife. That's the fact that they have these grind lines that are so visible. I don't know if you can see them or not. I would hope that you could. Maybe the lighting is a little too bright. Let me try this. There you can see some of the grind lines, I think, on, yeah. You get the idea, maybe. Anyway, you can see the grind lines on this one, and I really like that. There you can see there. Okay. But I'm not just into the, I think these are called the Congress style. I do like them. The 3 blades. And that's probably the majority of what I own, but it's not because I don't like the others. Like I said, I'm a knife lover. I love all knives, period. Case closed, that's the way it is, you know? What about you guys? Do you like only certain types of knives, or are you into knives in general, like me? I can't label myself so easily. You know, I never have been one to easily label myself with I am a quote traditional knife lover, slip joint lover, whatever you want to call them. This is breaking my pocket a little bit. It's so heavy. No, I'm just joking. This is a queen, I think. Yeah, this is my queen. And so I'm stepping out of line with my Case XX folders right now. I hit both sides of the pivot and then rub the blade down with the spines as well. You have to be careful and rub away from the bevel. Don't rub with the bevel or you'll cut yourself. Watch this, I'm rubbing at an angle. See that? My wife says, how can you rub that knife blade like that without getting cut by the sharp edge? Well, I rub with the angle downward. I don't rub with the edge or trailing edge. But I usually keep these coated with Tough Glide. Now, if I'm not going to be getting them out quite as regularly, then I'll put Frog Lube on them, because Frog Lube is a CLP. That stands for Clean Lubrication and Protectant. And it does just that. Here's an old queen that was my dad's. He gave me this years ago. That blade has been sharpened and sharpened, hasn't it? The ice pick. But yet one of my favorites. It has been for a while. Sorry, I got a phone call. I was showing you the queen ice pick, I call it. This was one of my dad's favorites, and he gave it to me before he passed, several years beforehand. And it was something that I began carrying, and I truly came to love this knife. It had more pocket lint inside the inner sleeve than you could imagine inside the grooves. But still, it was an awesome knife. It stayed very, very sharp because of the blade steel. Here's a sweet looking one that I think that also got about as much carry time from me as it did my dad. And this is another Case XX. I hope this isn't blinding you with my light. Yeah, this knife has got some years on it. And this is bone handles. And you know, someone said to me about wasting my stuff. It was my wife. Aren't you wasting that stuff? You know, Tough Glide is expensive, I guess, if you buy it in the small containers, but I usually buy the large economy size and take the spray pump out and pour it inside this small containers. It lasts, you know, a long time. All right, next in my lineup, this one was given to me recently by my good buddy Brian Powell Jr. and it's a pretty sweet little knife. It's called the TXL, George Westonholme, Sheffield, England. It's just a little, I guess you'd call it a pocket penny knife or a pen knife. People call them different things. But this one is a keepsake nonetheless. And yes, the majority of my knives that are slip joints are keepsakes. I'll admit that. I do keep them and save them and hang on to them, and I safe queen them, whatever you want to call it. How about this bad boy? This was a biggie my dad carried. Yes, he carried this one. My dad had some large hands, and I have large hands as well. But he carried this knife and no one gave him any lip. Yeah, he was one of those Irish kind of guys. He had a lot of Irish in him, and He was known as a fighter in his early days. Not in the ring either. But because of his temper. Yeah, got the best of him sometimes. Great knife. Has a lanyard hole on it. I've never carried it with a lanyard, but I have carried it a lot. This is a knife that was given to me as well from my good buddy Steve in Atlanta. This is called an Okapi. This is a South African worker's knife. Very popular there. What I like about it, I like the pull ring, but I also like the fact that it has several detent type stops. See there? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty sweet. Fairly expensive knife over there in South Africa, but not so much in American money or dollars if you go there. It's only about a $5, $8 knife. All right, right now I'm breaking out something else. This is one of my collectors. Number 12 of only 25 made. Nice one. Signed by Christine Tucker from Great Eastern Cutlery. And I recently lubricated this knife. I rolled it up in a paper towel and then a chamois cloth to try and protect it. And I try and keep it coated as often as possible. It's a beautiful knife, number 12 of only 25 made by Great Eastern Cutlery. This is, of course, the Northfield Unexcelled with African Blackwood, and the born on date is February 11th, 2014. I like it. That's my grandson knocking on the door. He knows how to open it, that's why I'm not opening it. Come in. Anyway, this is Boo. This is a sweet knife, and I have had some.
Knife.
You like that knife?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've had some offers for it, but I've never gone as far as trading it.
Papa,
Hey, what?
I gotta tell you something.
You do want to tell me something?
Yeah.
What? Go ahead and tell me.
Why did you get a whole smasher for me?
I need to get a Hulk smash shirt for you. Okay. As soon as I find one, I will definitely get one for you, okay? Sound like a good deal?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I need to finish videoing, okay? So you keep it down, okay? Thank you. And my next is also a Great Eastern Cutlery. Oh yeah, that's a coin. When I send a knife to a friend, I send a coin. That's an old urban legend or old wives' tale. Because, and that one of course was sent to me. Because it's supposed to represent not severing a friendship. If you send, if you give a buddy a knife, you should send him a coin or give him a coin, because that shows that he bought it from you. And urban legend says you will sever the friendship or cut the friendship if you don't pay for the knife. I don't know, it's just an old wives' tale, like I said. This is one that was a grail for me for a long time, because I never could find it. And finally I did. This is a Great Eastern Cutlery Spectacular. It's called the Whaler. Yeah, it's nice. It is a perfect knife for someone who is on the boat, working for a living, or just maintaining their fun in the sun. And I like this knife. This is the Whaler. It's perfect for cutting deck rope, fish, filleting. It would be perfect for that. It has a micro bevel on it that I put on it myself. You can't hardly even see that. And if you would like to find out more about this knife, there's a previously aired video that I have uploaded on my channel. Feel free to check it out. It's down below, and some of the others. Okay? All right, moving right along. Right now, I have some collector box pieces. The 60th anniversary Queen from 1922 to 1982, one of 1,000 knives. 60th anniversary commemorative Queen. Yes, it's got oil soaked around it because that's where I have kept it safe. I have safe queened a queen in my safe. And this is the way it looks right here. I'm going to coat it down with oil, and I call it oil. It's a Tough Glide, actually, so it's good stuff. And I usually like to work the joint to make sure that, you know, it gets down inside the pivot. Very nice knife. I like this jigged bone. Really pretty too. Great pattern. And it is inscribed on the blade, 60th anniversary, one of 1,000. Queen Cutlery, USA. And this is why this knife has oil stains on the box. That's okay, I don't mind. Perfect. As long as the knife is safe, I don't care what the box looks like. Sure, it decreases the value. Whoopee. I'm not going to be moving it out anytime soon, I don't think, anyway. Unless someone just offered me a tremendously stupid offer, you know, a great deal like that. Okay, this one, ugh, that's ugly. Justice is served. Ta-da! Yes, this one came from that awesome company that everybody likes to watch on TV. Cutlery Corner. I know. But they don't make good quality knives. Well, they don't necessarily make all the knives they sell. They do have some beautiful queens and some other knives on there that are really sweet as well. This is a collector series limited edition that I wanted, and it is, yes, it is one of those Frost cutleries, but that's okay. I have the feeling in 50 years from now, 20 years from now, when they talk about what happened and this knife is brought into the conversation, the value will quadruple in price. That may be wrong altogether. I won't be here to find out, so when I leave this knife to my grandson, he will find out for me, right? And it's a good little knife. It really is. I love these scales. The handles on this, these are tremendous. I'm not really sure what that is. It honestly looks like dyed bone. I think that's what it is. Dyed bone. Which is something that Jim Frost and his company does a lot of. I know that for a fact. I used to collect a lot of his knives early on. Not any longer. Not that I don't like them or anything like that. I know they're not top quality, and I own a lot more expensive knives, but that's okay. That's not what it's all about to me. It's about the art and the love of collecting. Here's a beautiful tin from Buck. Mr. Buck passed away this year, sorry to say. These are known as the Whittlers, and I'll try and block off this light over here. That's the one that's causing the issue, I think. Anyway, this is the Trio and the Solo with maple wood grain handles. I really like those handles. Perfect for whittling. And by the time I get finished with them, they will whittle hair. No, I'm not going to sharpen them. And last but not least, from the Boone Collector Series, this is the Boone and Crockett Club. These are made available through Dick's Sporting Goods only, I think. This is, whoa, a very, very sharp knife. I hope it doesn't fall on me. The Collector Series Buck 110. The Folding Hunter from 2013. A fifth in a series, in fact, of the Boone Crockett Club collectible knives from Dick's Sporting Goods. It's a good quality knife right here. It really is. It feels good in the hand. Perfect for EDC. Perfect. And also, when I have a knife like this that is a lockback, I also like to spray a little bit along the joint, because it needs a little traction when it goes up and down. That way it's easier to push. Work it in and out a few times. And then I spray a little right in there, near the bolster. Perfect. Then I rub it down, make sure all the fingerprints are mixed in with the oil or lubricant. Rub the spine and all the bolster areas. And that's it. Perfect. Perfection. That, my friends, that is the collection of slip joints and traditional knives that I have in my collection. Thought I would share with you guys per request from a couple of friends, and I thank you for the request. I hope you stay tuned. Keep watching the shows and the videos that I upload for you guys. They're all for you, and I thank you for being here. Have a good day, and go out and pay it forward to somebody, okay? Buy them a knife. Peace.